Do you know there's a realm so vast, so incomprehensible, that it holds every thought, action, and event that has ever existed, or will ever exist? Imagine, for a moment, that the answers to every question you've ever asked, every mystery that's eluded you, are all locked away in a secret, ethereal library, and you have the key. This is the Akashic Records. But here's the catch: it's not just some abstract, airy-fairy concept of mystical knowledge, it's real. It's more than mere theory or speculation. It's an ancient, hidden library of human experience, existing beyond time and space. A realm where the past, present, and future are one, where every soul's journey is meticulously written, and where the answers to life's greatest questions await. If you've ever wondered if there's a deeper truth behind the events of your life, or why certain patterns repeat, or maybe why your soul feels inexplicably connected to certain people and places, the Akashic Records hold the keys to unlocking that mystery. Today, we're diving into the ancient wisdom that reveals these secrets and how you can access this profound realm of knowledge. But before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss the unfolding of these ancient truths. The Akashic Records, sometimes referred to as the Book of Life or Cosmic Library, have been mentioned in numerous spiritual traditions, from Hinduism to Theosophy, and even by thinkers in the Western esoteric traditions. But what exactly are these records, and how do they fit into the greater fabric of human history? The word Akasha itself originates from Sanskrit, meaning ether or spirit. In ancient Indian philosophy, Akasha was considered the fifth element, the one that connects all things, like the invisible thread that holds the universe together. In the Vedic tradition, it is said that every action, thought, and event is imprinted in the Akashic field, a vast, all-encompassing energetic substance that holds the vibrational frequencies of the universe itself. But the Akashic Records aren't just confined to the realm of Eastern mysticism. The concept of a universal record of events can also be found in Western esoteric teachings. Theosophists like Madame Blavatsky and Charles Leadbeater spoke of an invisible field of knowledge that transcends time and space, suggesting that it exists as a record of the soul's journey throughout lifetimes. The idea was brought into modern spiritual thought by thinkers such as Edgar Cayce, a 20th-century psychic who claimed to access the Akashic Records during his trance states and provided insights into historical events, health, and soul purposes. In Western religious traditions, the concept of a divine book of life can be found in the Bible as well. The Book of Life, referenced in texts like Revelation 20 verse 12, is said to contain the names of those who have achieved salvation. This metaphorical concept aligns with the idea of the Akashic Records, a divine catalog of all human experience, containing the records of every soul's existence, from its first breath to its final return to the source. But what makes the Akashic Records so compelling, and so mysterious, is its nonlinear nature. Time, in the Akashic realm, doesn't behave as we know it. Past, present, and future are seen as interconnected, all happening simultaneously. To the untrained eye, this sounds like a sci-fi fantasy, but for those who have accessed the Akashic Records, the experience is nothing short of transformative. Historically, the records were considered the domain of mystics, shamans, and sages, those few who had transcended the material world and accessed higher dimensions of existence. Today, however, more and more people are learning how to tap into these records, offering a profound way to understand not just their own lives, but the very nature of the universe itself. To understand this more clearly, let's first take a look at what the Akashic Records aren't. They are not simply a collection of written words on ancient scrolls or books, nor are they a passive record of events. The Akashic Records are not a place in the traditional sense but more of a universal consciousness, a field of energy that contains the vibrational frequency of every soul, every action, every thought, every emotion that has ever been experienced. Think of it like this. Have you ever looked up into the night sky and wondered about the vastness of the universe? It's as if there's so much more beyond our visible reach, beyond our understanding. Yet, with the right tools or awareness, we know that the stars themselves, the energy, and the light traveling through space are measurable and have a traceable history. The Akashic Records are similarly expansive but within the metaphysical and spiritual dimensions of existence. They hold the light of every soul and event, and just like light waves, these records carry frequency and vibration that can be tapped into, if we know how to access them. The key concept here is the idea of vibration, and this is where metaphysics meets physics. Everything, including thoughts, emotions, and actions, is energy. The Akashic Records hold the energetic imprint of every experience, every relationship, every trauma, and every blissful moment that has ever occurred. These imprints are not bound by time, they simply exist. It's not a matter of finding the right record, it's a matter of attuning yourself to the vibration that resonates with your soul's journey. Imagine a long, winding river. Along its banks, you see the footprints of every person who has ever walked there. These footprints represent the events, decisions, and experiences of individual souls. While the river flows on, the footprints, like the records, are still there, preserved in time. This river of consciousness flows through all of us. It connects us to the wisdom of the past, the lessons of the present, and the infinite possibilities of the future. For example, have you ever felt inexplicably connected to a place or person, as though you've known them for lifetimes? Or have you experienced a sudden flash of insight about something in your past, as though a memory, once buried deep, was suddenly brought to the surface? These are glimpses of the Akashic Records in action, where information from other lifetimes, or deeper aspects of your soul, surface into your consciousness. It's as though the records are calling to you, offering pieces of a puzzle that you are meant to solve in this lifetime. Another example is in the form of intuition or déjà vu. You ever had a moment where something feels oddly familiar, like you've done it before, yet you know you haven't? That could be a moment where your soul is tapping into the Akashic field, accessing knowledge from a previous life or timeline, and bringing it forward for your understanding and growth. It's the record speaking to you, subtly, urging you to pay attention. But accessing the Akashic Records is not simply about retrieving random facts or gaining knowledge for knowledge's sake. It is about wisdom. It's about understanding your soul's purpose, its lessons, and how they interweave with the greater tapestry of human experience. The deeper you go, the more you realize that the Akashic Records hold not just the answers to the what of your life, but the why. Why are you facing certain challenges? Why are you drawn to certain people or places? What is the deeper meaning behind your experiences? It's this understanding that allows you to make empowered choices and to align more closely with your soul's true path. But beyond the understanding of what the Akashic Records are, we must also delve into how they interact with the present moment, and what they can reveal about our journey as souls. At this level, we begin to touch on a critical aspect: the Akashic Records are not static. They are fluid, dynamic, and in constant motion, evolving with the flow of time. It's often said that the Akashic Records reflect not just the past, but also the potential of every soul. They represent possibilities, probabilities, and outcomes based on the choices we make. Every action you take creates a new imprint, a new trail in the Akashic field, much like the wake left by a ship on the surface of the water. But unlike water, the Akashic field does not simply erase its trails, it holds them indefinitely, allowing us to see the consequences of our choices, and how they ripple through space and time. Let's break this down. Imagine the future as a vast ocean, with countless waves crashing on the shore. The Akashic Records, then, are like a vast ocean of possibilities, where every wave represents a potential choice, an action, a moment waiting to unfold. You, as a soul, have the ability to direct the course of these waves, through your decisions, your actions, your intentions. The more conscious and deliberate your choices, the clearer the path through the ocean becomes, the more direct the wave's course. But if you're reactive, unaware, or lost in confusion, the waves can become chaotic and unpredictable, often leading you into unknown or unwanted territories. It is in the Akashic Records where the key to your soul's blueprint lies. This blueprint reveals who you are at the deepest level, your true essence. It sheds light on the lessons your soul has come here to learn, the challenges you're meant to face, and the gifts you're meant to share with the world. These records can also show you karmic patterns, cycles you may have found yourself repeating over lifetimes, whether they are in relationships, behaviors, or even fears. The truth is, the Akashic Records hold everything, not just who you have been, but who you are destined to become, if you dare to align yourself with your higher truth. An intriguing facet of the Akashic Records is the concept of soul groups. These are groups of souls that have been interconnected through multiple lifetimes. If you've ever felt an intense connection to certain people, a sense of coming home to them even when you're meeting for the first time, there's a good chance these individuals are part of your soul group. The Akashic Records reveal the deep roots these relationships share, showing you the spiritual contracts and agreements that have been made across time. These contracts are not binding in the sense of fate, but they serve as a framework for mutual growth, learning, and evolution. You may have entered this life with a specific set of lessons to share or learn with certain people, and the records can reveal those agreements. Through the Akashic Records, you can understand why you're drawn to specific individuals and why some relationships seem to carry so much emotional weight. They may be people from past lives, with whom you've shared significant experiences, and the records offer insight into these dynamics. Another crucial aspect of the Akashic Records is their ability to illuminate your soul's purpose and mission. Many seekers approach the records hoping to uncover a sense of direction, especially when they feel lost or disconnected. It's here that you can uncover the blueprint of your soul's divine mission. Whether you're an artist, a healer, a teacher, or an entrepreneur, the Akashic Records provide the wisdom needed to refine your purpose and to live in harmony with your higher calling. This is not simply about finding out what you are supposed to do in this life, but understanding the why, the greater purpose that drives your passion, your desires, and your gifts. As you tap deeper into the Akashic Records, you may also begin to notice that time becomes less linear. You may access past life experiences and bring forward powerful insights into who you were in previous incarnations, seeing yourself as a warrior, a healer, a teacher, or a seeker. These past lives are not just past, they're interconnected, living simultaneously in the spiritual realm, shaping who you are now and who you are becoming. The Akashic Records hold the keys to understanding the deep interconnectedness of everything. Time, space, and events are not isolated, everything is linked in a cosmic web, an intricate dance of energies. The records reveal the threads that bind us all. The universal themes that repeat across generations, the evolution of consciousness, and the cycles of growth, decay, and rebirth. It's not reserved for mystics or psychics, it's available to anyone who is willing to seek, learn, and open their consciousness. But how can we do this? 1. Quieting the mind. The first step toward access the Akashic Records, you must first quiet the noise of the world and your own mind. The Akashic realm exists in a dimension beyond the physical, and the journey to reach it requires a deep level of stillness and presence. Meditation is one of the most effective ways to quiet the mind and attune your energy to the vibrational frequency of the records. Start by finding a quiet, undisturbed space. Sit comfortably with your back straight and your eyes gently closed. Focus on your breath, letting it flow naturally in and out. Feel each breath draw you deeper into the present moment. As thoughts arise, and they will, simply acknowledge them, and then let them go. With each breath, invite yourself to become more relaxed, more centered, and more in tune with your soul's essence. 2. Setting your intentions. The key to access. Once your mind is quiet, it's time to set a clear and focused intention. The Akashic Records respond to the energy of your intentions. You cannot simply stumble into the records by accident, you must approach them with purpose. This is where your soul's mission comes into play. Ask yourself, what do I wish to understand? What aspect of my soul's journey am I seeking clarity on today? It could be anything from understanding your soul's purpose in this life, healing a deep-seated fear, to uncovering the root cause of a recurring pattern in your life. The clearer your intention, the clearer your connection to the records. To make this process even more effective, create an affirmation or prayer to guide you. For example, I now open my heart and mind to the Akashic Records, and I ask to receive only the highest wisdom that is for my greatest good. Say this affirmation aloud, or silently in your mind, and feel the words resonate within you. 3. Visualizing the sacred space. Entering the records. Now that your mind is still and your intention is set, it's time to enter the Akashic Records. One of the most powerful methods to do this is through visualization. Picture a door in front of you. This door represents the entry point to the Akashic realm. As you visualize it, feel a sense of anticipation and reverence. Take a deep breath, and when you're ready, imagine yourself opening the door. As it opens, step into the vast, ethereal space. The atmosphere is filled with an ancient yet timeless energy, an energy that is both familiar and otherworldly. In this space, you are free to ask any question, seek any guidance, and learn anything you need to know. Many people report seeing a vast library filled with books or scrolls, each representing a different soul's journey. Others might experience it as an expansive field of light, where all knowledge is contained within the very fabric of the atmosphere itself. The form the records take is personal and unique to each individual, so allow your imagination to be your guide. The key is to trust the process and stay open to receiving information. 4. Asking the right questions. Once you've connected to the records, the next step is asking the right questions. The Akashic Records will not give you random or frivolous information, they will only respond to deep, heartfelt inquiries that are meant to guide your spiritual growth. Ask open-ended questions that are reflective of your personal journey. Instead of asking, "What will happen to me in the future?" ask, "What do I need to understand about my current path?" Or, "How can I align more fully with my soul's purpose?" These types of questions allow the records to reveal the wisdom and insight you need to move forward. Trust that the answers will come either through inner knowing, vivid images, emotions, or even sudden realizations. Be open to receiving guidance in whatever form it takes. 5. Trusting your experience. Accessing the Akashic Records is not a one-time event. It's a relationship, a deepening connection to your soul and to the universe itself. The more you open yourself to the records, the more clear and direct the guidance will become. You might receive flashes of insight, intuitive nudges, or even symbolic dreams that bring clarity to the questions you've asked. Sometimes, however, the answers may not be immediately clear. This is part of the process. The Akashic Records often give you exactly what you need, not always what you expect. Trust the process, and know that the wisdom you seek will find its way to you, sometimes in subtle ways that only make sense over time. 6. Integrating the knowledge. The final step in working with the Akashic Records is integrating the wisdom you've received into your everyday life. The knowledge you gain from the records should inspire action, transformation, and growth. It may be a simple shift in perspective, or it may lead to profound life changes. Take time to reflect on the insights you've received and journal about them. Writing down your experiences helps solidify the connection and allows you to track your growth over time. Integration also means applying the wisdom in practical, tangible ways. If you've uncovered past life trauma, for example, it might be time to seek healing or forgiveness in this lifetime. If you've discovered a deeper connection to your soul's mission, you might feel inspired to pursue a new path or project. With the right intentions, focus, and trust, you can tap into this cosmic library and find clarity on your life's purpose, heal old wounds, and unlock your greatest potential. Remember, the Akashic Records are always there, ready to be accessed. But it's not enough to simply seek knowledge, you must integrate the wisdom into your life. Live with awareness, align with your soul's true calling, and trust the process. Now, it's your turn. Try tapping into the Akashic Records yourself. Start with intention, ask the right questions, and trust that the answers will come. You may not have all the answers right away, but the journey itself will lead you to deeper understanding, greater peace, and the fulfillment of your soul's purpose.